Fabrizio Romano just broke out this news that Bellingham to Madrid is almost a done deal. So let's talk about that, and let's also talk about Messi's suspension from playing at PSG for 2 weeks. Let's start with Messi, Suhas, or Bellingham.
I think we should start with the light stuff first and move on to the heavy stuff. So let's start with Bellingham. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Let's start with Messi's suspension. So
Hmm.
the story that is being told in the press in social media is that uh, Messi had a planned commercial trip to Saudi Arabia with his family, which he has been postponing continuously due to PSG's terrible form. Uh,
Hmm.
so So Christophe Galtier actually he decided that if the team played well against Lorient, they will get to take a day off, no training,
Hmm.
and on that day Messi was supposed to go on this trip, but we all know what happened. Hakimi lost his head. He got sent off
True.
after
Hmm.
two quick yellows, and they got destroyed by Lorient 3-1. Uh,
Yeah.
So PSG no longer
Yeah.
had their day off, and Messi couldn't keep the postpone the meeting
Trip.
or the trip in
Hmm.
any longer. So he
Hmm.
ended up going anyway, and that obviously touched a few nerves high up in the PSG hierarchy. And
Hmm.
now they suspended Messi, which I feel is pretty fair.
Hmm. True. I mean, questions are being raised on the social media that this could mean that Messi won't extend his contract at PSG. He might return to Barcelona. What do you think about this?
Uh, I'm not so sure about Messi coming back to Barcelona, especially because Matthew Alemany, as you know,
Exactly. Yeah.
he is going to leave Barcelona after this transfer window for Aston Villa
Aston Villa.
because he doesn't agree with Barcelona signing Messi again or the
Hmm.
contract renewals of Busquets and Sergio Roberto. But all of that aside, even if Barcelona manage to sign Messi, Messi will probably be the only signing they make
Hmm.
because you know FFP is pretty rigid and
Hmm.
strict in La Liga. So
True.
even if Messi does end up leaving PSG, I think he may or may not join Barcelona. But he did mention that he still wants to continue in Europe. Uh,
Hmm.
Also, news came out less than a few minutes back that Messi's father communicated to PSG about a month ago that Messi doesn't believe in the project anymore and that he wants to leave,
Hmm.
that he won't
True.
be going, he won't be renewing
His
with
contract. Yeah.
PSG. So yeah,
Hmm.
Messi with PSG. That story is done. That chapter is closed for Messi, and he's going to move on. Whether he's going to want to continue his legacy in Europe or move on to the better places, the more
Hmm.
beautiful places like I don't know Miami, off the top of my head. Uh,
Saudi maybe.
yeah, maybe even Saudi. We never
Apparently
know. We
they're
never
like.
know.
Hmm. Apparently
The
they're
rivals
offering
of
400. Yeah. Go on.
the rivals of Al Hilal want Messi there,
Hmm.
and they're ready to offer a lot of money.
Hmm.
So we have to
Yeah.
see what's going to happen.
True. I mean, reports linking Manchester City to Messi have also came out few days ago. So I don't know. We have to see, but Messi at Manchester City would be insane.
Yeah,
Messi, Kevin De Bruyne, you have Grealish, Haaland. That would be insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
So,
but that would
mm,
break the current structure of Manchester City in many ways, actually.
mm,
So
true,
Pep
true.
will have to come up with a new way of playing, which
Yeah.
won't be very difficult for him. He has done it time and time again.
Mm,
Uh,
true, true.
and wherever
I
Pep
mean,
is, there are always going to be rumors of Messi joining the club that Guardiola
yeah,
is coaching.
true.
So
Yeah.
there may or may not be much weight in the
Mm,
rumors.
yeah. I mean, you have Bernardo Silva who's like on the verge of leaving, right? Barcelona are interested in him, and apparently news came out that Newcastle are interested to sign Rafinha for 80 million. So should that deal go through, I think Barcelona will go out and sign Bernardo Silva. So that will open up a path for Messi to, come to Manchester City. You see that happening?
Maybe, maybe Rafinha to Newcastle for 80 million. I mean, just fucking give me the money, bro.
Yes,
Just give me the
exactly.
money.
I mean, if it were
Uh,
something like 40 million or something, then I'd think. But 80 million is huge. I think you guys should
we
still
signed him
sell.
for nearly 70 million, bro. We're not selling him
Hmm.
for 40.
True.
But 80 million for Rafinha, that's a really good deal.
Hmm.
It's up to Rafinha. If he wants to succeed at Barcelona, I think, yeah, he is going to be good wherever he is,
Hmm.
wherever he plays. He's that kind of player who puts in the effort. He doesn't need to be informed to decide games. He's always going to work hard. Uh,
True.
so Rafinha is always an asset. So,
Hmm.
but if selling Rafinha is going to give us that much money, I'm fine with it. Not just for Messi. We have to look at a world after Lionel Messi, and Barcelona
Yeah.
have done it once, and
Hmm.
he's not going to be playing 1, 2, 3 seasons for Barcelona. Uh, but yeah, it would be a dream come true. Messi coming back to Barcelona, it will be like a fairy tale, and I definitely
Yeah.
want him back, but
Hmm.
not at the expense of the club's future. That's
True.
what's
The
important.
project that the club have built. Yeah.
Messi has nothing else left to prove unless he
True.
wants to be at Barcelona because that's that's the way he wants his story to be written. Then
Hmm.
so be it. If Barcelona can afford to get him, then Barcelona owe him that much.
Hmm.
Uh, they owe him the last 15 years of their success. So
Yeah.
I
True.
think if I think, and it's also a great marketing move for Barcelona because whether
The
Messi
jersey
is
sales. Yeah.
joining Barcelona or not, the publicity that Laporta is achieving from this news that he is going to bring back Messi, that in
Hmm.
itself is going to benefit the club by a lot. And if Messi joins, we obviously know ticket sales are going to go through the roof, shirt
True.
sales are going to go through the roof,
Exactly. Hmm.
merchandise sales, and there's going to be more people visiting the museums now. And
Hmm.
it's all going to be great for Barcelona. There's going to be a lot of cash
More
influx,
weddings are gonna take place at Camp Nou.
probably,
Yeah. Yeah.
maybe even
Oh.
yours.
Hmm. Maybe. Yeah. Continue.
So yeah, Messi is going to leave PSG. That has been decided. Where he's going, that's something only not even
Hmm.
Messi knows. It's something that's not yet decided entirely
True.
because Barcelona is yet to break the
Hmm.
financial restraints and find a
Yeah.
way to make it happen.
True.
So and and we never know. Maybe Messi wants to take revenge on Barcelona for screwing him over the last time, and after they sell half their team, Messi is gonna be like, "No, thank you. I'm gonna join Man City." You never know,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. True. True.
That's gonna be fucking crazy.
True. Yeah. but I don't think Messi is gonna do that.
Yeah, me either. It's just
Yeah. So let's come to the main topic of this life. Jude Bellingham to Real Madrid. Almost
the
done deal.
life that I never saw coming.
Yeah. No one saw it coming. That's why
Shankar
there's no there. Yeah.
Shankar literally texted me 30 minutes, like 40 minutes ago, and said, "Bro, let's do a stream right now. Jude Bellingham to Real Madrid. It's almost done. Just fucking drop whatever you're doing." So here we are, Bellingham to Real Madrid. Uh,
I got a bad joke, but I'll tell that you after the stream. I don't want to drop that here. Yeah. So
this is a family audience.
yeah, that's what I said in the last play.
Excuse me.
I know I'm funny, but not that funny. Yeah. So Real, what do you think about this new sorry, Real Madrid's midfield? I mean,
It depends. It
you leave out the veterans, Cruz, Modric. You leave them out. Now they have Camavinga, Bellingham, and Chouamini. What do you think about that midfield?
not Valverde.
Valverde
I
is a right
prefer
winger.
Valverde in that midfield role, to be honest.
Uh, he is being used as a right winger, right? So currently, I put him
Yeah,
under the right. Yeah,
and Kamavinga is being used as a left back.
that's just interim left back. He'll be back after.
Eh,
He'll be back. Yeah.
so Kamavinga, Chouameni, and Bellingham. I first of all props to Real Madrid. I love how they do business.
Hmm.
Absolutely crazy, lot of income, and maybe in the recent years they've wasted it, but usually they see, it's not a joke. Like being able to afford Mbappe, it's
Hmm.
not a joke. Last
True.
season they almost pulled it off
Yeah.
until Mbappe decided that here comes the money, 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 money.
True. True. Yeah.
So, anyways, Real Madrid is a huge club. Bellingham is a really talented player, really,
Hmm.
really talented player, and I, in terms of goals and assists, I think he's a better player than Pedri. He's the best youngster there is. Uh,
Hmm.
of course, there's Musiala, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Musiala is
Yeah.
more of
True.
a attack-minded player,
Yeah.
and Bellingham is more box to box.
Hmm.
For a player with that kind of stature, he has really good agility. He's he can shoot the ball. He has great vision. He can defend. He has that physicality that's required, uh,
Hmm.
and he's he's going to make any midfield in the world better. Even more so, it's like even more true when it comes to the case of Real Madrid, because Real Madrid is currently struggling to find that link between the midfield and the attack.
Hmm.
You know,
True.
uh, and I think Bellingham is going to fit in perfectly in that gap left between the midfield. We know Cruz and Modric, they like to receive the ball. They like to take the ball from the defense and may
Hmm.
play it among themselves, keep possession, and they obviously run a lot. They
Yeah. True.
obviously run a lot. They can dribble and all, but they are not exactly, the attack minded players that one would
Hmm.
want in their team.
Hmm.
Uh, and I think Kamavinga would be a good replacement for Cruz, and I don't think Modric can ever be replaced.
Okay.
I'm just being honest here. Chouameni, I haven't been that impressed by Chouameni so far. Uh,
Hmm.
he doesn't justify that 100 million price tag. Whether he
True.
does it in the future or not, I don't know. But
Hmm.
uh, so far, it hasn't been the case. So I don't really rate him that high. He does have a good ceiling. He does have good potential, but it's all up to him how he takes his chances and how he, uses his talent to reach his potential. Uh, he definitely has the physicality to be a really good CDM.
Hmm.
Uh, and next time I say physicality, I think Shankar is going to roll on the floor and laugh. This was the
Why?
second time, bro. I said physicality twice, and you keep laughing. Anyways, it's
Yeah.
on paper, it's a
Yep.
really quality midfield.
Hmm.
Kamavinga, Chouameni, and Bellingham.
True.
But I don't think Chouameni has the ball carrying capacity of
Hmm.
a class midfielder.
Give me a minute. You
I
carry on. Yeah.
I'll be honest, I may not have watched him enough to judge him like that, but yeah, he's a good player. He's definitely a good player. But how he's going to fit into the Real Madrid midfield, I don't know. Because to be honest, I think Pedri comes closer to Modric than any other Real Madrid midfielder, if you think about it.
Hmm.
Uh, I mean, yeah, Pedri is also a bit more attack minded, but the calmness on the ball, the ball carrying ability, the vision, the passing ability, and obviously no one can be exactly the same as Modric. Uh, he's just a class act, man. Modric is just, I think,
True.
one of
True.
the best midfielders still playing,
Hmm.
uh, if not the best, I might add.
True. Hmm.
And it's not that kind of quality you just can't replicate that easily, and we can't judge it based on 1 or 2 seasons. And I don't think there will ever be another player like Modric in the coming 5-10 years. Maybe later,
True.
we never know. But he's just a generational player, in my opinion. He just because he's
Hmm.
not a forward, it doesn't take away anything from his game or his achievements. So I don't think comparing the midfield of Chouameni, Bellingham, and
Hmm.
Kamavinga to that legendary midfield
Cruz,
has much
Casemiro, Modric.
just does
Yeah.
much does much justice to
Hmm.
their legacy.
In my opinion, more than Pedri, I see Kamavinga as that Modric kind of player. He has to improve with his passing, but the ball carrying ability that Kamavinga has, you cannot dispossess Kamavinga. So same with Modric. So I see some similarities, but he has to improve on that ball playing ability of his.
The vision, obviously,
Yeah.
the vision. That's
Yeah.
what I meant when I said Pedri and Modric are kind of similar, because you
Hmm.
see, even last season when Pedri was part of Barcelona for the first time, last season or the season before that, was it the season before that? No one expected him to be that good. It's just
True.
like he was playing like a player who has lot more experience.
I think it was
And
after that
Modric,
8-2 season.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was during Messi's last season at Barcelona, and
Hmm.
thanks for rubbing that in my face.
Sorry, guys. Yeah.
It was Messi's last season at Barcelona. Uh, yeah,
Hmm.
I think he has great vision like Modric does. Obviously, when he keeps playing, he is going to get to a point where he will be, you know, he has the opportunity to surpass Modric, to
Hmm.
surpass
This is a
Modric
big
in
statement,
the
Sivas.
list of. See, if Pedri was like scoring 20 goals in a season, I wouldn't be comparing him to like
Modric, yeah.
s- not not Modric. I meant like some veteran player, you know.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
but it's his innate ability which makes me confident when I say a statement like that. You can't be 17 years old and have that kind of maturity or that kind of vision or that kind of understanding of the game. It's not simple. Uh,
True. Go on, go on.
so yeah, I think this is another golden generation for midfielders
Hmm.
who are somehow being hidden in the shadow of lethal attackers like Haaland and Mbappe.
Hmm. Yeah. So, coming to the uh, Barcelona versus Real Madrid aspect of it, the El Clasico. You think what kind of effect does Bellingham coming to Madrid have on the El Clasico? Of course, Madrid squad has become more have more better better players now. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. They've they have better players now. No, how do you think Barca are gonna counter this?
I think Barcelona's midfield is physically a bit too weak for Real Madrid's midfield right now. Uh, and you you've seen it against Rayo Vallecano. Barcelona just can't compete physically with many teams, and I think
You guys have foul
introducing
merchant, bro.
Gavi. Let's not
Yeah.
talk about Gavi as a physical, strong player. Just
Mm.
because he makes fouls, just because he's aggressive, doesn't
Mm.
mean he's strong. Uh, he's going to get bundled off the ball many, many, many times. Uh,
True.
just look at that midfield. Just,
Mm.
I'm pretty sure you watch Hollywood movies, right? In
Yeah.
every high school film, there's always the jocks and then there's the nerds. And Barcelona's
Mm.
midfield just looks like the nerds to me right now. And
Yeah,
Real
makes
Madrid's
sense.
midfield is going to be like the jocks.
That's a good
And yeah,
analogy. Yeah.
especially because the nerds end up getting the upper hand most of the times.
Come on, bro. Anything to have
Hopefully,
it your way.
hopefully, hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Go on.
Quality wise, I think Barcelona are a
You
wee bit better, a
you
wee
can make
bit
this
better,
statement.
a little
They've
bit better than Real Madrid. Not the current Real Madrid midfield, the future one,
mm,
technical quality wise. But if it's going to be a battle, it's always going to be Real Madrid that's going to come out on top.
let me get this straight. I mean, I want to know this. When you're talking about this Barca midfield, what players are you including? You think Busquets is gonna stay next season? Or are you talking about
Yeah, Busquets
Frankie,
is going to
Gavi, and
stay
Pedri?
next season.
So you're
Busquets
talking
is
about
going to
Busquets,
stay
Gavi,
next
and
season.
Pedri, right?
No, I'm talking about Busquets, Frenkie, and Pedri. I don't
Mm.
consider Gavi as.
A
Don't get me
midfielder.
wrong, Gavi is a good player, but I don't consider him as the midfielder we need.
True.
Yeah, he does play that inverted midfielder role
Mm.
where he drifts off into the wing.
True.
Yeah, that role kind of made Barcelona better. They it changed the way Barcelona plays, but
Mm.
I think there will be players who can play better in that position than Gavi. And Gavi definitely has a high ceiling. He has the desire. He has the technical
Mm.
ability to get there. But right now, I think Gavi is more about the energy, and that's why we need him in the Barcelona team. But
True.
if it's going to be an El Clasico, yeah, I definitely want Gavi in the team, just not as a midfield.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
Just by
So
including Busquets in that, my statement stands.
Okay. Yeah.
Barcelona has a better technical midfield than Real Madrid.
Hmm.
You know that as well.
Okay.
Busquets,
Yeah. I
Busquets is
mean,
up there with Modric
si-
and Cruz.
yeah, since we've not seen that huge Chouameni performance, Chouameni is dragging Camavinga and Bellingham down a
Yeah,
bit.
kind of.
So I'd say,
Uh,
yeah, but I don't see Chouameni is a technically brilliant player. He knows he's a destroyer. To be honest, he knows where the next ball is being played, so he kind of covers that gap in a six role. So that's how I see Chouameni.
so that anticipatory role,
Hmm.
that deep
Oh
lying,
wait, yeah,
completely defensive midfield, not like a deep
yes,
lying playmaker like Busquets is.
hmm. Yeah.
That makes sense. But I don't think Chouameni's passing ability is that good. I don't know. Just it's just that,
Hmm.
see, when we've seen players like Cruz and Modric do what they've been doing for Real Madrid for so many seasons, having Chouameni in that midfield just feels kind of like a disgrace. No offense. Uh, he is the one in a team with a 38-year-old, a 36-year-old, and really old players. You can't be the one losing the ball. Chouameni as a youngster, he can't lose the ball. Uh, and with that
Hmm.
physicality he has, he's a bull of a person. He's really strong. He shouldn't be the one
Yeah.
losing the ball. So I
Hmm.
think Chouameni is yet to prove himself, and so is Kamavinga. I
True.
rate Kamavinga higher than Chouameni.
I rate him higher
So,
than
but
Gavi.
so do I. So do I.
Yeah.
Uh, right now, it goes like, for me personally, it goes like, based on this season's performances.
Hmm.
It goes Bellingham, Pedri, Kamavinga, Gavi, and then Chouameni.
And then Busquets.
Oh, if you're including Busquets, then obviously it's going to be Busquets and then the rest of the players.
Come on, bro. Bellingham, Pedri, Busquets. Since Pedri has been injured, maybe Bellingham, Busquets like that. So, I won't put Busquets above all of them.
Have you ever seen Barcelona play with and without Busquets?
I have.
Then you should know that it looks like a completely different team without Busquets. You don't see a
See, I
player who can who can play that deep into the field and pass the ball like he does.
see. I get all of that, but if you consider big games and Busquets' involvement in that, uh, can you really say that Busquets is like the best out of all these players? Because we've seen in UCL against what he did against Inter, Bayern Munich, and all. Uh, I say his presence, his involvement has been minimal in these games. So I put him on second or
I
third.
wouldn't say involvement. See, the thing with midfielders is very few midfielders can decide a game by themselves. Uh,
The Kimmich.
Maybe Musiala, Kimmich, yeah, Kimmich. And then there's the legends: Xavi, Iniesta, Frank Lampard, Steven
Hmm.
Gerrard. Mm, it's a long list. Andrea Pirlo and all these legendary players. I don't think there are that kind of midfielders right now, at least not yet proven that they can change games by themselves. Yeah, definitely they are going to have a positive impact on the game, but are they going to win you games? I don't think so, because no matter how good you play, you always rely on your forwards to score the goals most of the times.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, let's just look at the how Real look. Let's just look at how Real Madrid might line up next season, and then we'll close the stream. Yeah. So this is, I don't know Bellingham, what number Bellingham is gonna wear. So this is how I see Real Madrid lining up next season. Suhas, you have any corrections to make?
I, to be honest, I don't think Alaba will be playing left back.
Yeah. So
Maybe
I
left
went
centre
with,
back.
yeah, I went with best possible lineup on paper. So yeah, maybe Nacho at left back and Alaba at left center back, something like that, or
Or
Ferland Mendy.
Falon Mendy, or
Yeah.
maybe Kamavinga at left back, Valverde at CM, and Rodrigo at right wing.
Yeah.
Last
But
few weeks, Rodrigo has been really, really, really good. He
true,
has been
true.
extremely good.
But I like Valverde playing on the right wing. You know, his work rate there and all. I just love it. So this is like a personal bias from me. Yeah. So anything to add to that, Suhas?
Real Madrid should really get a new right back and a new left back.
Cavahal. They have they sent this guy out on loan to us uh, during 2019 season. I forgot his name.
Odriozola.
Alvaro Odriozola. Correct. Yeah. Yeah. So maybe Odriozola, the new right back at Real Madrid. But I don't think he's going to do that. So yeah, there have been rumors connecting Reece James to Real Madrid and all that. What do you think about that?
Reece James to Real Madrid would be a solid signing for Real Madrid, but like you mentioned, afternoon, Reece James
Hmm.
is an
Injury
injury-prone
prone.
player, and
Yeah.
Real Madrid have
Hmm.
don't have enough squad depth
Hmm.
to afford an injury-prone player, especially in the defensive side of things.
True.
Maybe
I
if
mean,
you see a Brazilian right back balling out,
hmm.
who's 18
I
years
mean,
old, Real Madrid will sign
yeah,
him.
yeah. We can blame Cavahel all we want for his poor, for all the poor games he's been having. But one thing you have to give it to him is that he always plays very well in big games. He's a big game player.
Only big game player.
When yeah, yes, exactly. Whenever he comes, he plays against small teams, small players. He gets beaten easily. I don't know why. I don't know how this happens. But in big games like Real Madrid versus PSG, he kept Hakimi quiet, Mbappe quiet. I didn't expect that. I mean, not entirely quiet, but yeah,
I mean, that game, PSG should definitely have scored more than two
true, true.
goals.
I mean, that's PSG. What more can you argue about that?
Yeah, true. So, but he's still an aging player, Carvajal.
Hmm.
Uh, as cruel as it may sound, it's not a very good atmosphere for old fullbacks right now in world football. Uh, as we spoke about Aspilicueta in the afternoon.
Spiliqueta. Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
it's just they need to be able to run up and down the flanks constantly, and obviously that's going to take its toll on the body.
true.
So yeah,
On that note, we'd like to end the stream, guys. Thank you for watching. Do consider liking and subscribing, and do comment what club you support and what do you think about um, Real Madrid signing Bellingham. Thank you. So us.
follow us on Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Bye, guys. Thank you for joining.